Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a brand new movie review for you. I really wanted to sit on this one, that's why it's coming out on Saturday. Today we're talking about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Does it live up to expectations after the phenomenal Into the Spider-Verse? We'll talk about that here in just 1 minute, but before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we keep growing towards 300 subscribers, and like the video as that helps us get noticed by new people here in the YouTube algorithm. Now, let's talk about some Spider-Verse. This film I was excited for. It was my most anticipated film of the year, but I was a little nervous at times because I thought the trailer showed a lot of Spider-Man. I was like, how are we going to handle all this? There used to be a rule back in like the Spider-Man 3 days not to have more than one supervillain in a movie because it could get too convoluted. Obviously, Spider-Man 3 broke that rule and kind of what made that rule get really enforced. But now, it's just like throw everything in there. So I was excited but a little nervous. And just the cast that plays some of these spider creatures is phenomenal. Let me pull up the list because it's a lot. You got Haley Steinfeld coming back as Spider-Gwen. You got Shamik Moore playing Miles Morales once again. Daniel Kaluuya is playing Spider-Punk. Oscar Isaac is Miguel O'Hara. Jake Johnson's back as Peter B. Parker. Brian Tyree Henry's back as Jefferson Davis. Karan Sony's as Spider-Man, India Spider-Man. Issa Rae's playing Spider-Woman. Jason Schwartzman, who's great, is playing Spot. And you got Jorma Taccone from Lonely Island playing Vulture. And Andy Samberg from Lonely Island playing Ben Reilly Spider-Man. And just what a freaking cast they assembled for this. But I was still a little nervous, but after watching the film, I'm proud to say there's no need to be nervous. This film is incredible. This film is great. Not only is this my favorite Spider-Man film of all time, this is my favorite comic book movie of all time. It has surpassed The Dark Knight. It has surpassed Captain America Winter Soldier. It has surpassed Spider-Man Homecoming for me. I love this film. I cannot wait to see it again. It's truly like a love letter to comics, not just like Easter eggs and stuff, but it straight up acknowledges comic books at certain points throughout the film. I'm not going to spoil anything in this video, but it straight up acknowledges certain things that have happened back in, older comic books. And it felt so good to like know about that stuff. Like if you don't know, you're not going to be left out and not getting the reference because it does explain stuff. But as someone who reads the comics, who loves the comics, who studied the comics, it just felt so rewarding. And just that cast that I read off, all of them are amazing. They're all so good in their respective voice roles. Oscar Isaac sounds sinister but heroic. Some way he sounds both as Miguel. Shamik is obviously great as Miles. Haley Steinfeld's one of the best actresses working today, so of course she crushes as Spider-Gwen. And that's one thing about this film. The first one was very much Miles' story. This one is very much still Miles' story, but it also felt like Spider-Gwen's story. Like it felt like they were kind of sharing the film at times. And each world they go to, they said this in the trailers and whatnot, has a different animation style. And my favorite was probably Spider-Gwen's world because it just looked so great. Like the color palette looked great, and I love how it went along with Spider-Gwen's mood. I thought that was fantastic. And her world was kind of sad, because the stuff she's got going on with her dad and her family. If you know the Spider-Gwen comic books, there's a little bit of history there. And just her relationship with Miles is what really, really pivots the story for this, really drives it forward, how she gets involved with Spider-Man 2099's, Spider Society, and how she's helping protect the multiverse and how Miles ties into all that. It is fascinating stuff. The one bummer thing is that this isn't a spoiler. It's been out there that, like, Nick Cage isn't Spider-Man Noir. Like, Noir's not in this one, really. Spider-Ham's not really in this one. Like, the OG group from the first one doesn't really pop up in this one as much. And that's kind of a bummer because I love those characters. But we get introduced to so many Spider-Man, including, like I said, Spider-Man 2099, Ben Reilly, who's fantastic. Just a really like a mirror looking at the 90s, just how the 90s were. And it was just so cool. And he's got such a cool animation style. You've seen him in the trailers. He just looks so unique and different. And so many Spider-Men that you've seen in the trailer. We also get some fun Spider-Man that you don't see in the trailer, some fun Easter eggs outside of Spider-Man that you don't see in the trailers, just some great cameos in this, and just the story. They handled it all so well. The multiversal aspects of this blew me away. Like, it is so much better than what Marvel has done with, like, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Like, the multiverse aspects in this film were incredible, and I truly can't wait to see Beyond the Spider-Verse next June. This is the Empire Strikes Back of Spider-Man. If Beyond the Spider-Verse is as good as this one and Into the Spider-Verse, I think this will become my favorite trilogy of all time. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is my favorite superhero film of all time. That is firmly planted. Will The Flash beat it? Probably not. I'm looking forward to it, but probably not. I think this one's going to hold it for quite a while, and I'm so happy to say that, because I was a little nervous but excited, but this film crushed it. This film is my favorite film of the year. Beat out Air, and I love this. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, are you ready for it? Gets a 10 out of 10 for me. The only problem I had was I kind of missed my OG buddies, Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Ham, those guys. Everything else about this, the animation, the acting, the script, its humor, and darkness, just all mixed into one. All the different emotions you could feel, possibly. The great multiversal aspects. The soundtrack is really good as well from Metro Boomin. Just everything about this film is top-notch perfection. My personal new favorite comic book film of all time. Something has finally beat out 2008's Dark Knight. But what did you guys think of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Do you like this more than the first one? Do you think I'm overhyping it a little bit? Did you enjoy the film? What were your favorite aspects? We can talk spoilers in the comments if you want. Just put a little spoiler tag for those that have not seen the film yet. And stay tuned here. I think I'm probably going to put it up on Monday. I will have a video talking about all the spoiler goodness, all the cameos, all that fun stuff, and where we might go for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'll have a video talking about that stuff up on Monday once more people have a chance to see the flick. But make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like Spider-Man, if you like superheroes, if you like movies and TV in general. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys right here next time.